Right, time to get started here. We are live. Hopefully everyone's having a good week so far. Let's see. Where's this link? Code, welcome back. Good to see you, man. Why am I so off center too? Fix that. Yeah, family's doing pretty well. Yeah, thanks for asking. Sam was over here and we did some more play testing on your game, and we even recorded some of the footage of us playing it. So we didn't beat level 4, but we beat level 3. And I'll send that over to you soon. How was the trip? The internet's patchy. Okay, no worries. Are you still on your trip? Still on holiday, nice. Yeah, you get those nice long holidays over there. That's awesome. How's it going so far? Back on Tuesday. Not too bad. Sounds like a pretty good stretch of time. Hopefully y'all are enjoying it. Great time so far. Nice. Yeah, definitely glad to hear it, man. You needed a break. Hopefully you've had some time to kind of refresh from all the game dev, and maybe you'll come back better than before. It's always my hope anyway. Yeah, I bet. It's hard to pull yourself away, right? It's our drug. You found a new passion. Uh-oh, what's the new passion? Oh, you've been doing some writing, huh? Okay. What kind of writing? What you got? Alrighty. I don't think I've written any. Are you writing? Is it fiction, or are you talking about like some other kind of writing? I don't think I've written fiction in forever. Chapter 1. About an apocalypse. Well, then by default, it's got to be interesting. Is this modern day? Let's delete that. Don't apply anything there. Let's see. It's an apocalypse, but you follow a child's journey. You plan on making a few stories about different children. Working title is Children of the Apocalypse. Interesting. That sounds pretty awesome, actually. Probably a journey that's often overlooked in the real world, huh? That's really cool. I'd be happy to read it, though. All right, sounds good, man. Sounds good. And to anyone watching right now, I'm just kind of working on a game here that's just a little side project. I'm going to use it for some tutorial work, but it's just a little platformer. And the idea is it's a platformer here in GDevelop that doesn't require... It's just a free asset pack, publicly available, so G Develop's publicly available for free. The asset pack's publicly available for free. And I'm just putting together a quick little game that anyone can follow along. So that's what I'm working on here, and it's almost done. I just realized that the health bar's resetting between levels, and it shouldn't do that. So I'm going to update a variable value. So if, what do we have here? If current level is equal to 1, then we're going to hard set the player character's health. Actually, let me think. Yeah, I guess we could do this. So player character health. This is in GDevelop. GDevelop 5. How you doing tonight, Dark Evil Clumsy? Just need to add some health to this variable. Doing pretty good. Glad to hear it. You have any awesome weekend plans coming up? Okay, there we go. It said they changed the wording. I was looking for something else. Health, we will assign that to the maximum points available. Should be health with a capital H. Max health. There we go. So whatever that happens to be. And then we will similarly change the health bar to the same exact thing. Oh, I'm going to a concert. Nice. That should be fun. I haven't been to a concert in a while, I don't think. I think the last thing I went to that was big was WWE with my kid. Welcome back, Code. Welcome back. Dark Evil Clumsy, I like the Clippy profile pic there. It's kind of a throwback. The Clippy movement. Let me see here. Yeah, I wasn't totally sure. I'm looking it up right now. Okay, so it's a protest against YouTube's invasive and draconian policies. Yeah, no, that's, I could get behind that for sure. The movement was started by YouTuber and consumer rights activist Louis Rossmann. Oh, very good. Yeah, man, there's a lot of shady stuff going on. A lot of shady stuff. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing here. The heart scroll bar. Do you do any game dev work? I'm just curious because you landed on my live stream. Usually game devs find other game devs. Or artists. Alright, so there we go. That'll be... This needs to be max health points, though. And if it's not level 1, then we're going to set this to... Actually, I need to set those to a temporary variable. You just got back to working on your first game. It's a momentum-based platformer dominated by slide jumping. Sounds fun. You made it because you're playing Mario with your friends and kept trying to slide jump. Nice. That sounds actually pretty fun. Which engine are you building that in? Unity? Or Godot? Godot, nice. That's a good choice. They're not going to come after you, as far as we know. They're not going to come after you for your money. Let's keep our fingers crossed, though, right? Oops. Okay, I need to... With the player character, it's actually here. So go down to where we go through the door. And we're just going to assign a variable. The global placeholder for the health, set to player's health. That's no good, code. You're having so much holiday, you've got no internet. Austin Code is on holiday, so all the rest of us bumpkins are just slogging it through. He's having a good old time. All right, next I'm going to... Yeah, I bet. Stable internet keeps a stable mind sometimes. Cricket Wireless. Yeah, I wonder if are you on hotel Wi-Fi, Code? Do you have like a Cricket hotspot or something? What's funny about this game I'm working on, it's super basic. It's to assist either people who are experienced game devs with learning GDevelop or with people who are new altogether to game dev. It's to be able for them to follow along in about a 10-minute tutorial. So I'm trying to make it very simple and not put too many fancy things on it, but the temptation is to make everything really polished. So I'm trying not to do that as I move along, but maybe one day I will. Okay, so change variable, global current health, set that to the player's current health. Then at the start of every level, we're changing the player's health to that global variable. As well as the bar here. That should do the trick. Mobile data right now, but yeah, normally hotel Wi-Fi. Gotcha. You know, we had a pretty good hotspot with us for a while that we would use on trips like to Europe and such, but I guess we kind of got off that. Our new phone plan works well enough, so with the internet. with the international plan that we get, it's basically just as good. Not perfect, but it's just as good, just as bad. But 1 second. All right, so let's see. Let's give this a little playthrough. It should work. It's just 3 super basic levels. I put this together yesterday. I've just pulled an asset pack from the GDevelop store. So basically, what I'm going to tell people to do when they follow this is they're going to place this candle, and the level's going to automatically spawn the player character wherever the candle is placed. So they can just put that wherever they want, and the code will take care of the rest. Enemies, 1 hit, 1 heart, and you can attack them within about 100 pixels or so. Grab the key, go to the door, tween into the door. So level 2, again, just basic. But I put the door floating on this one because I'm clever that way. Not really. And oh, by the way, Code, Sam says, what's good? He told me to tell you that. And this little window with the sunbeam was included in the asset pack, so I have it shining on the key. Oh, my player can jump behind the window, though. That's not ideal. So yeah, you can just jump up into the door here. Last level, just have some enemies raining down from the sky for a little bit. And actually, you know what? Let me do something else real quick. Part of what I was testing is the hearts. So 1, 2. So if I'm 2 hearts down, okay, it reset my health there, so that's not ideal. Yeah, I think he can hear this. So yeah, Sam, he says, all good here, kid. Looking forward to his PC, though. He's having withdrawals. He's going into the shakes. All right, so at the beginning of scene, what order is this in? Player, character, UI. Maybe that's the problem. Let's try this. Nope. What am I missing here? Oh, we even tried the GDevelop app on the tablet. But that's still, is it still using the cloud-based data? Because I imagine that would be kind of slow, right? And also the touchscreen would be brutal. I've done my phone, GDevelop on my phone just a little bit. And it's pretty maddening. I mean, I appreciate it that it's an option, but it's not ideal. Cloud with no pixel. Tell you what, let me check the debugger here. So I'm going to run this and then open the debugger here. And let me get to the next level. So What I'm expecting to see is the global variable show a value of 2. And it is 2. So that's correct. Oh, Piscal. Gotcha. Let me ask you something. I don't know if you've been following the Discord, but one of the guys was talking about, I guess he's exporting sprites from what I think is a vector animation. And he says when he converts it to 2D sprites, it feels more, how do you describe it? Laggy or choppy. It's not smooth is how we described it. I think that's just a limitation of using 2D sprites as opposed to some sort of vector or 3D. I don't think that's a GDevelop setback. I'm pretty sure that's just the nature of 2D animations, but do you have any thoughts on that? I don't think there's any workaround. The only thing I can imagine is if a game engine offers some sort of like merging between individual frames, but I don't think there's anything like that in GDevelop. Kind of a tweening from frame to frame. That's the only thing I could imagine, but yeah, I'd have to kind of see it. But he said even the video of the proper animation looks choppy because it's now been exported to a video, which again is frames, which kind of tells me it's a frame issue. All right, let's log a message here. Okay, so it did trigger, actually. All right. It did trigger, it just is showing, what's it showing here? The default preview is at 30 FPS. The default preview, like when you run the game like this, it probably is. You're probably right. Let me double check. Maybe a quick search doesn't show me the actual FPS, but the project settings start at 30. Let's see here. Yeah, these are still default here on this game. It's going from 20 to 60. Even so, though, he did mention, and we could explore that. He did mention adding more frames didn't help the smoothness, though. So again, yeah, I asked him for the files, but he was unable to provide them for testing. Okay, so that's true. What else could be replacing that? We've got collectibles, enemies, game over. Yeah, exactly. Maybe we can have him screen share in Discord someday. Otherwise, it's kind of hard to assess. Yeah, it's going to be a tutorial. At least one video. The idea was to make it a pretty short one. So what I've done is I built the basic game, and I might even have to cull parts of it to make sure that's nice and short. And then maybe I make a part 2 for anyone who's interested in a part 2. But yeah, it's just something I threw together over the past couple days, and yeah, that's what it is. You know, just pure GDevelop free asset store stuff. Nothing too fancy, just the basics. That being said, part of what I was saying earlier is I'm trying not to do most of the things in a way that's too advanced. So, for example, I am using some collision checks here because, you know, you can do measurements with distances and stuff. But I'm thinking from the perspective of someone who's, say, brand new to development, game dev, they might need something that's a little more surface level than measuring distances and such. But it's not going to be such a big game, though, that they're going to have a million coins to check collisions with and all that, so. I'll link them to your game and show them how much better it is. No, your game's good, dude. It has the feel, you know, platformers, the feel of the game in terms of the jumping and the 2D physics matters a lot. But I think you've got yours nailed down pretty well. Even for being, you know, no coyote time and no platform grabbing. Despite the fact that it's a rage game, I think it was done well. And we're just stuck on one part of your level 4. Okay. Let me do this real quick. Let me just hard code it real quick. I don't think it's going to help. No. So odd. All right, so where is it loading? Yeah, so it's creating the objects here, way up here for level 2. Then it creates the UI, including events from the UI. Actually, let me check there. I could try updating it here. Let me try this. Now, these would be at the beginning of the scene. Let's get rid of the player character part of it here. Let me just try this. Welcome back. It sounds pretty frustrating, man. Definitely sounds frustrating. Okay, yeah, sounds good. Send it on over. I'll give it a read. Appreciate it. Alright, it's pretty odd. The health isn't carrying over from one level to the other, but it was working earlier, I swear. Alright, good luck, dude. Good luck with the crappy Wi-Fi. Hopefully everyone else is having a good night so far. Looking forward to the weekend, that's for sure. All right, so hard coding it there didn't work. Variable current level. All right, let me check the debugger here. So let's run the game, get to level 2. Obviously that didn't happen. The event did trigger as true. I wonder if I refresh. All right, current health is set to 2, current level set to 2. So those are accurate. I must be missing something really basic here. Do a save. I haven't saved in a while. Don't want to lose too much progress. All right, it looks like they came through, so success. The stream stopped for you? Oh, it's just having an issue that I didn't think was going to be an issue. Just the health bar is not updating from one level to the next. Oh, stopped while sending. Gotcha. So what I just have the external layout, which is loaded right here. Right there. Then I call in this one to update the health bar value between levels. So health bar is created, then health bar is set. So if I go to that, it should update based on these things. And when I check, these variables are what they should be. And this actually goes through, so I know that this event is triggering as true. So I wonder if something's overriding it. If something's overriding it, it might be the player character. Let's see. At the beginning, if current level is 1, change its health. Now that's not going to impact it right now, so that's fine. Where else is it impacted? It's impacted down here. Set health to 2. Yeah, like for example, set it to 2. So I hard coded it. I'm trying to get this to happen, and I think that it's happening, but I think it's getting overwritten because this message is going through as true. So I'm looking to see what else might overwrite it. I think I really impact the health bar if I hit an enemy. And that would only reduce the health. So I'm curious why it might come in at 3, which is the max value as well. Obviously, it would be hard to troubleshoot this without knowing what other events I've written, but I'm just looking around for it. Yeah, I could try that, like just a recurring thing. Let's do Let's try that. Oh, what is it? I always forget the name of the event. Let's go. So it's right there. Okay. If it is not equal to character.health health. $360p. My gosh, dude, that's dial-up. All right, let's run this one. One. So we have two health. Go through. That seems to be working. Now it's triggering constantly, but I am also dead. Make sure it's not under the beginning of scene condition. Yeah, no, it's not. I don't think it is. No, it's free. It's I think it's working. Let me run another test. Yeah, what I'm peeking over at the debugger here too, the console. Just wanted to make sure it's not running infinitely. Yeah, no worries. I think that trick should work. It always bugs me a little bit because you know, finding a solution is helpful. It always bothers me though when I don't know why the original problem happened. But sometimes I'll just have to deal with it. That will work. And yeah, it's still working. So let me get hurt one more time. I think we're still good. Oh, and I wanted to fix the Z order of that window. There we go. Always make a variable and add 1 to it each time it triggers to test if it repeats. Yeah, that's pretty helpful too. I usually just notice if the timestamps are different, but that's not a bad idea either. In fact, I might add that tip. I was going to do a debugging video here soon too. It's a good tip I could add in there. Yeah, no worries. All good. Let's see. Is the window fixed? Why is the window gone? let's go back to that. You said, why is 360p or lower even an option? I don't know. Like, maybe you're just into audio? It's the only thing I can think of. Z order 9. Window is Z order 29. Oh, it's moving. I see it. Why is it? That's interesting. Alright, I'll just put it on like a lower Z order then. Should be fine. Yeah, I've been needing to do more, honestly. You know, of all people, that I haven't put out a lot of videos lately, so I'm trying to get back into it. Even my own old videos are getting outdated, so... And I know I hate it. You know, I've been doing like a lot of Blender, so I'm using other people's tutorials for that. And I know how frustrating it is when you're following... And it's like, what they're saying makes sense, but the UI is different, and it's really hard to follow for that reason. Or maybe features have changed entirely. So I'm hoping to help people get past some of that. Those probably are the top two starter games. I think my first one that I created in engine, not just in like console, was an arcade, kind of an arcade side-scroller shooter, like Galaga. Then what did I do? Then I did a wave defense. So it was top-down wave defense. So yeah, top-down shooter. Okay, what was I doing? I was looking at that window. Where'd it go? What is the player character being created? Need to set his Z order. Don't know what it needs to be exactly. I'm gonna try 20 and see if that works, and then the door just needs to be slightly less than that. So if that's 20, the window needs to be 21 at least. That should do the trick. You went with Clone Escape as your first. Yeah, and then revamped it. My first one is still out there somewhere on the Greenfoot website. Let's go find it. Oh, what was it called? My Little Revenge. Which one? One of these was more updated. So that was 21,919. The other one was 21,723. But it looks like an older version. Which one? Which one? All right, so that's 2021, 723. 2021. Okay, yeah, this is the new one. It doesn't even have like a full screen mode. Then you made a menu game with a small platformer attached. A menu game with a small platformer attached. Which one was that? I've seen the games on your page. It's not working. There we go. Hope that's not too loud. And this took me forever too, because it wasn't in a nice, convenient game engine like GDevelop. This was pretty bare bones. A pretty bare bones engine. Anyway. Your remake has more content on the menu right now than levels. Yeah, well, that's actually true. You gotta say, lots of menu content. Well, I imagine, I mean, let me know your experience here, but I imagine once you're at this point and things are the way you like them, adding more levels is like pretty easy, right? Obviously put thought into it, but pretty easy compared to the problem solving. Okay, what else was I doing? Really, at this point for this little game, I'm just looking for ways to kind of simplify, make it more simple for people following along. So let's see. Yeah, and again, keeping it pretty basic, like there are ways I could do events in different places, but some of these I'm just going to do locally at the event. Yeah. There's one other thing I wanted to do with these enemies, though. Let me see if I can do this. So, enemies. You got all the mechanics and code ready to go for traps and triggers, so it's just building the levels and testing. Yeah. Yeah, now it's your sandbox. Let me see if I can cast a ray from this enemy. I love the name of it, Bald Pirate. Not my name, their name. It's hard to keep it basic when your brain is telling you to make it better with advanced workarounds. Yeah, for real. Even this raycasting thing. The only reason I'm using this here is because it is actually on some of the GDevelop basic enemy AI events. That's about as advanced of an event as I have in here, I think. Let me double check some angles here. So 0 is on the right, 180 is on the left, 90 is down. Alright, so what I'm wanting to do is point a ray down and diagonally. What's the pixel size of these guys? So 63 in width. So it'd be like 30, about 32-ish in a straight line. I think I need to like add a point on here. So let's go to edit points. Looks like they're sharing the points across all animations and frames. Yeah, you gotta start somewhere. Like the level load would be one line only to load any level. Yeah, it could really like, you could definitely hide stuff away a lot more, in a much more clean way. But then it's like, would a first timer even know what they're looking at? Maybe not. If you put too much under the hood, it might actually be more difficult to follow for them. I'm gonna add a point here. We're gonna do find, I guess, edge or whatever, and we're gonna put that past the actual edge. So the, looks like the sprite ends again at about 66. This should do the trick. Say 65, maybe 65-70, and apply. Let's see if this works. I've never done this exactly. And what angle? We're gonna pick, again, if we're looking at this, so it's down and then over. Actually, almost don't even need, almost need like the opposite of if point is inside an object. Maybe I don't need a raycast. Let me see if I can do the opposite of this. All right, so if, let's change the point here. Oh, what was it? I always forget the way that I named them. Find edge. Okay. In this case, I'll invert it though. If it is not inside this floor, so we will see if this works at all. Let me disable this. Looking at your game code is like looking at spaghetti for a new person. You know how and where, but they need the basics. Yeah, for sure. You know, obviously GDevelop's pretty good about that in terms of at least you can read the words, whereas you might not really be able to read something like C++ very well. But yeah, if it's too abstracted away, like honestly these could even be confusing, but I'm gonna try to explain it in a not too confusing way because it's really just order of events. So you got to learn programming somewhere. Even GDevelop teaches programming because programming is really just logic. It's not necessarily code. So if they can do that, I've got faith in them. All right. Oh, yeah. So I was going to test this. So I need to test this by coming in here. I'm just going to create a drop-off for them by removing these things. We will see what happens. This probably won't work. Oh, it did work. Okay. Look at that. I can't make a health bar function, but I can program enemy AI. The hell? No, all I was trying to do is teach these guys to not fall off of cliffs. I was going to use a raycast, but instead I just did a check to see if the point was no longer inside the floor. And at that point, they turn around. If I were going to make this a little more advanced, what I would do is tell them, I would give them the face toward behavior. And then whenever the player is within a certain distance, they'll turn around and go toward the player. You use an object to trigger a variable. What kind of object? See, now these guys aren't going to come raining down on me, so that changes things quite a bit, actually. I'll have to make a different kind of enemy. Object named right or left. Touch the... Oh, okay, yeah. You know, I actually thought about doing that. Because I was thinking, well, if they're touching collision objects, then the player's going to collide with them. So I thought about using an invisible collision object, but then I didn't think about just using a random non-collision object and using a variable. So that is a good idea. Alright, that seems... just was a simple way you did it in your first game, so you kept it. Honestly, whatever works. This way might even be more expensive. Computationally, I'm not sure. Whatever works. Alright. I'm really tempted to do more with enemies. I'll just need to remember to make it probably for the part 2 of the video. Because we've got Bomb Guy. And Big Guy. Yeah, I guess it only took I guess it took 2 lines to configure that, 4 to include blocks. Plus a point. And honestly, since I haven't been working on platformers, I've been doing the tower defense. This is good for me too, because I'm kind of like touching up on areas that I don't normally dabble in. So it's fun. let's look at level 3 real quick. The window is Z order 18 on the base layer. There we go. Don't know why I made it a higher Z order than the player. Yeah, it's a nice break from the norm. I'm gonna get the tower defense done, but need to do some more YouTube videos. Anyway, I'm just going to see what I can do with a bomb guy here before I call it a night. So, and then I think, so I could keep all of this behavior just for the bald pirate. But I think I'm going to go ahead and put these guys into groups. Yeah. I think people are going to look for pretty much anything that's from the last, within the last year. I think I'll create a group. We're going to add in bald pirate. And bomb guy for now. So let's see. Bald pirate has actually no variables, so that's good. He's got the platformer object behavior, and that's it. Wait, he's not a platform himself. Okay, platform character, but I disabled the default controls. Okay, apply. Then he'll need a point as well. Let me go find that point. That was called Find Edge at 6570. Can I grab his edge? We're gonna find out. We're finna find out. And then what other point do we have? Wall. Right about there. All right. Idle, run. Let's just start him off in run. He's not really going to have anything else. There will be attack. What is his attack? Let's look at it. He's got a lot of animations. Yeah, these assets are pretty cool. Run, idle, ground, jump, fall, hit. Is there not an attack? It's a bit of an oversight, kind of, because I would imagine him throwing a bomb. Oh well. Whatever. It's not like I paid for these. And yeah. 58, 58. Yeah, I could just do a small jump and throw. So in that case, let's go back to the enemy's thingy here. So really, most of this is going to be for enemies now. So let me just do a find and replace. Bald Karate. And that's that. All right, let's see if I completely crashed the game so far. Does not look like it. Looks like it's good. All right. So that being said, let's go to level 1 here, and let's just see if I, maybe instead of these bald guys, I add at least one of these bomb guys. Maybe one by the door. Still bald though. Sorry, bud. Changing the name does not fix it. Alright, looks like the behavior is functioning just fine. Can I kill him? Oh, no, because I need to change a different thing over here. So let's do the same thing here. Bald pirate. And again, this is not going to fix your what do you call it? Follicularly challenged pate condition. Enemies. Close. Okay. He's able to hurt me. And I'm able to kill him. I think the Z order was a bit off there, but I'll fix that. All right. Then what do we have? We have a cannonball. What is a bomb bar? Bomb bar. Sounds like a Pokemon. You're happy I'm making this. Will help out a lot of newbies and hopefully give your channel the views. Oh, appreciate it, man. Yeah, actually, I was going to be happy to consult with you because I know you've been working on a platformer. Your platformer game is your OG game, so I mean, I'd appreciate any assistance along the way. But yeah, I'm happy to give back to the community. Thanks for the support too. I'm excited to be making it. Again, trying to find that balance between just taking it too far as tutorial content, but you know, we'll just see how far it gets. Cannonball. So I think I'm going to, I might actually pause here for tonight on this, because what I want to do is a little bit, I want to have the bomb guy, maybe he just pulls it out with the cannon and shoots at us or something. But not sure I have the time here to do that. It'll be a step-by-step. Yeah, similar to my previous one, but hopefully it won't be too rambly. Then at the end, I'll always put the block of code as well, but yeah, it'll be step-by-step. So I think that's about it then for now. So what else? You grab a screenshot of that. You know what else? We need more emojis in the Discord. I just realized we didn't have any custom ones. And I put 2 of them in there last week, but maybe we need Blaze or someone to contribute some. Haven't seen them on the streams lately. You can have up to 50 in my server. Where'd it go? I just added a particle. Oh, explosion. Let's rename that. Something like this. Okay, and then I will say, delete when out of particles. All right, that will work. After you finish your game, you want to try to make a game like Into the Pit. The style, not the fandom. Into the Pit. I'm not even sure if I'm familiar with it. You may think you know the answer. But what will your deepest desires cost? Yeah, that's kind of freaky. If you're gonna make a game in this style, then sign me up to playtest it. But I can only playtest it during the day. Sorry to tell you. No, that'd be really dope. You got to do it. What do we think? Too much blood? Too much poofy blood? I can make it more liquidy. Almost needs to be like... I don't know. Maybe fade to a much darker color for the contrast. No, I think that'd be really awesome. Yeah, I could add some gravity to this. And I need to fix that door. That's annoying me. That is Z order 14. Put that at like 1. Yeah, let's do some gravity along the y-axis. I don't remember what is considered strong gravity. I'll have to play with it for a second. And opacity 0 and size 0, so they get infinitely small. Yeah, end opacity is already 0. And size... Actually, that's already 0 as well. Let's see what this looks like then. Oop, that is the wrong scene. If I open the wrong scene, it will get all messed up. Okay, I need a lot more gravity on that. Yeah, it works well in your game. Let's go with 500. Could probably make the radius a little tighter as well, maybe. I don't know. I think the start size is maybe too large. So we've got maybe do slightly fewer of them. Maybe lower the start size. Let's try that. Yeah, I decreased the number of particles. Let's see if that looks any better. Oh, that door is still annoying me. It's along the right track. I think it's still just a little bit poofy. Not too terrible. Maybe still too many of them. Let's do 14 instead of 20, and maybe even decrease it another 10% in size. Kind of hard to see that. A bit more gravity. And rotation. What do we have for rotation? We've got, let's do a little more gravity. Let's try 600, and then let's try maximum rotation of what, 90 degrees? Yeah, I mean, better. I think, yeah, it's definitely personal. Obviously, the rest of the game is not realistic whatsoever. I think we'll go with this for now. We'll go with that for now. Obviously, this is one of those things that you tell people, here are the tools, now go make it your own. Go make it the way that is best for you. Did I fix this window? Yes, finally. Oh yeah, the Z order of the particles. All right, Let's give that a run. There we go. All right, I like it. All right, I think I'm gonna cut it there. So I think that's the stream. Code, thanks for hopping on, even though you're on holiday. And thanks for the tips. And can't wait for you to get back so we can collaborate some more. And everyone else, thanks so much for watching. And yeah, till next time, whatever it is you're working on, I certainly hope you have fewer bugs than I do. So thanks and have a good night. Have a good weekend or a good holiday.